Everyone, Dev here. Last time out, I promised you a video of me getting smashed for 100%. Here we go. Now this is a base that I use that has won me quite a few defenses in the last few months. Usually I set the trap by wanting people to come through this way for all the loot and the somewhat easy town hall. It does leave the back end exposed a little bit, and since I'm on the I need to keep my dark at the moment because I want to get the heroes upgraded, I've put the dark in the center there. Very, very effective base against Laloon, believe it or not. And we've had a member of the clan, Exile, he rage quit on us because he couldn't quite crack my anti-loon bases. Alright, fair enough. But this one is not a loon attack. This one is not a bowler attack as such. This is a queen walk with some miners. Now this is a masterclass from a Japanese player. And you're about to just witness a beautiful attack. Now, I don't mind getting rolled by an attack like this. It does make you learn quite a few things. So let's kick off. He's going to start up here with the queen. He's got a max queen, in go the healers, and then the rage with the wall breaker using one of them. Okay, well done on that. And then he's going to pop his warden in after using a baby dragon. And the other baby dragon is going to come in to try and sort that funnel out as well. There you go. As you can see, the archer tower is locked onto the queen fair and square. Alright, so the queen is going to walk that way and going to walk the other way into the air defense. Then she's going to go for the dark drill. Triggering CC down here with a random wall breaker, I guess it was, which was quite clever, and maybe my CC combination wasn't as effective as I thought it would be. Baby Dragon got there first, went down first. Big Dragon got there, went down. Okay, even the sweepers aren't doing anything against this queen, so very nice and patient build-up. Breaks her way through that wall, and then on this side, we've got the king and a couple of bowlers in the CC to funnel through. Taking out all that splash, activating the Eagle Artillery, but he's not phased, he's not bothered. In go the 20 miners with the Warden in support. Now that was unexpected and a great move. The Warden is, believe it or not, doing a fantastic job. He's keeping the miners alive. Now miners aren't fragile. He's going to follow that main group. And the Queen has met up with the Warden, so his timing was absolutely spot on. Note that the healers are also in behind. They are going to peel off and they're going to look after the rest of the main force. Alright, so well timed. He knew exactly what he was doing, completely in control. Takes out the town hall with ease. Pops the warden in case I had any traps in there, but I didn't. They were all down there. And the healers have now locked back onto the queen. Miners are in there. Healers are now on the miners. Alright, a rage in there as well. So it's got a couple of hogs and a baby dragon and a free spell left. Baby dragon helping the the clearing of the rubbish on the outside. Healer's still following the miners, so he really is getting maximum value from his 5 healers that he used. He used 5 rather than 4. Okay, obviously thinking one of them's going to go down to a bomb. I have managed to take a few of the healers out, but not enough of the miners, and I'm in real trouble here. Okay, and I honestly feel he could have gone through the rest of this base without the... oh, did you see that? He had 1 miner left, and he decided, once he saw that Tesla popping up, alright, he decided that that was when the miner's going in, so he clearly was waiting. He knew exactly what was happening. Did a great job in timing that. That Eagle Artillery is still going strong. Decides to freeze it. I reckon that's just for the rubbins. In come the hogs. 3 hogs for some reason. Usually, I'd say this is the back end cleanup. Alright, so he had a very clear plan. It's almost as if he saw my base before he went in. Knew how to break it open. Well done, sir. I tip my hat. Very classy attack for you. Enjoy my dark, enjoy your bonus. You've earned it. Alright. Right, well that's quite enough of me getting smashed around the place. Now it's time for me to get a bit of payback here. Using some of the lessons I learned from that particular instance. You're about to see me get 100% here on Brad Dog from Drudge Skeletons. Drudge Skeletons, Magic the Gathering player perhaps? 1 black, 1 white, 1/1 regenerate summon skeleton, question mark? Anyway, looking at this one, it is a fairly common type at Town Hall 11. We've got the dark down here is the lure and the eagle on the other side, so that means you have to make the choice of one or the other, and if you're experienced you can deal with it. This person, unfortunately, Brad Dog, you've got your Infernos on multi, and that is not good either. Your CC is also really easy for me to draw. So starting off, get that giant in there in the wizard screen, of course, to get that funnel on that side and triggering the CC at the same time. Poison there with some Valkyries, believe it or not. Okay, and I haven't quite completed the CC draw. So in comes the Queen and the Healers and the Warden, finishing off the rest of those Valks. Baby Dragon's going to cross the line and pulls out the rest of the CC, which is a Baby Dragon in itself. So there we go. Now you can see I've got my Queen walk started with the Warden in support, and she is going to now walk to the left or from south up to west. Next target after this one is going to be the barracks and then the cannon. First rage drops, okay, and then I'm going to have to end up using a second rage, but again, no issue with that, being nice and patient here. The sweepers start to blow those healers back, so this is where the second rage needed to go. Now, one thing I didn't quite finish off was, just pausing here, didn't quite finish this funnel off here. You'll see the P.E.K.K.A sort of goes one way then the other, all right? But I did want to use that rage, and I did want to get the wall breakers in there as well. Just 2 required, bam, first one in, second one almost made it. All right, pops the Teslas up, and you can see now that I've got my Giants and Wizards just clearing off the rest of that funnel. Didn't quite get that storage, see the King and the P.E.K.K.A go one way, then they go the other way. Now the reason I have deployed my bowlers, etc. in this, got the jump going, trying to get them into the core, but the thought was hopefully I get my healers to peel off and support the bowlers, all right, much like that person in the previous video used as well. A little early on the Warden pop there, expecting some splash, but I didn't actually end up doing it, so again, a bit premature. But I've got some bowlers into the core, and take a look, we've got the P.E.K.K.A and the King too, there we go, just carving out that those Teslas and the Inferno and the Eagle artillery as well. All right, bowlers in support, sorry, Queen in support of the bowlers, Golem in front, and the healers doing their job too. So we've taken out that entire flank. Here comes the cleanup crew, witches and a bowler, and the Queen and the Warden are still just going to walk their way around this base with the healers doing their thing. Now the Golem has peeled off and the healers are followed, so they're in range of the air defense, which is a bit unfortunate. All right, but we've got those skeletons coming around on the outside, and as hoped, they're going to do their job. So now all I have to do is finish off this core. Pretty straightforward. Just that one Inferno, really. It's on multi. It's not going to do much with that healer. Healer's now gone. Use some wall breakers to bust open that last wall. And the Queen, with her ability still ready to go, believe it or not. Just going to finish off here. So bowlers and the witches triggering off that last bomb. I will say with this, we ended up getting the Queen walking from south to west to north to east, back down to south. If you're conscious about time, perhaps the cleanup crew could have started from the south and gone up through the east rather than, as I had, the north going to the east, just so you get a pincer movement there rather than winding round. Right, well, that one felt really good. Always good to get a 3-star on a Town Hall 11 base. And the last one today is another stock standard ring base. Take a look at the amount of loot sitting up in the corner though. This guy obviously got a lot in the collectors, you can tell, because anything over sort of 3,500 dark is typically in the collectors or in the CC treasury. Right, so again, we've got the lure of the dark elixir at one corner, and we've got the eagle, the eagle off center there. The other thing we've got is some air defenses here and the sweepers. So obviously this person is expecting a loon attack. Obviously, the thinking was if they were going to come from this direction to take out the air defences first, that would leave all the delicious sweet loot behind. I had to be careful. I suspected there were some Teslas or some bombs in there, so again, just watching out for those things when you're jumping in. The overall plan, though, was to try and get the queen to walk. Initially, I wanted her to walk this way. I wanted her to go to the left, but if she went to the right, because the base is symmetric, it's not that big a deal. As a matter of fact, because of that queen there, it's actually probably better if we do walk that way, and that way we've got the most resources to try and deal with her. Then, once the queen had reached about this point, it would be a case of getting rid of these structures, or even these structures if we were going on that side. Alright, and we've got a nice little channel here that I can send my bowlers and witches around for cleanup. Right, here we go. First thing, here's a giant, just checking, no Teslas, great, in comes some wall breakers, bam, bam, bam. Send a giant in, any bombs? No, okay, queen in, and here come the CC. There's one red bomb. Alright, and we've got some loons, so poison, and then when it comes to loons, you don't mess around, you drop the rage, you drop the hammer, and you smash them with your queen ASAP. And it appears now as though she's going to walk to the right rather than to the left, which means eventually I'm going to have to try and deal with this Inferno. Now, I pack a freeze for this particular case. Had to think on the fly how best to do it. In the end, I dropped the freeze as the Inferno was charging up, conscious of the fact I wanted to save my queen and my warden for a bit later on. So as the Inferno fires up, there we go, there's the freeze. Tried to get the queen, missed. Okay, and then I had to use the queen ability to make sure that when the Inferno started up again, it went for the archers first rather than the archer queen. Now that didn't quite work the way I wanted because of those skeletons, so I dropped another rage and kept going. Now, it's worth investing time and rage spells in this particular part of the first phase. Second phase has already started, though. My queen is about to get through here. I had to time it right. So, again, a giant and some breakers, and then send the golem in, give it a good lead time. In goes the king, in goes the P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A does a lot of work in this particular raid, too. Just watching out for that as you glance at the rest of the screen. Alright, queen with the warden is still cleaning up these buildings. Now I've got an active eagle artillery. I've got to watch out for that. I've got to crush that first. So in comes a jump. And then the second squad of the bowlers and witches as cleanup crew too. A bit premature on the warden's ability there, but I really needed that queen to get a little bit more health up. And I've got a couple of bowlers that are going in there with the golem, which was good. Eagle drops, and then the only thing I had to be concerned about now was the effect this Inferno was going to have. An Inferno on single was going to cause, first of all, my golem some problems, give him a nasty suntan, and then the bowlers and the queen, and sorry, not the bowlers and the queen, the bowlers and the witches. Up here, we've still got the king and the P.E.K.K.A roaming around, taking the big hits for these bowler boys that are right behind, and you can see that I've got my cleanup crew going around those channels beautifully. So we'll just focus on this part here, watching as the Inferno goes down. Bowlers taking their time getting around. Okay, I was a little concerned, but fortunately those skeletons are doing a good enough job in distracting. And believe it or not, the healers getting attacked by the Inferno here is a good thing. They've got a few more hit points. They last a little tiny bit longer. Alright, just to give the other troops a chance to come around and smash it. Alright, you can see the P.E.K.K.A and the king coming around the other side. And as always with an attack like this, you end up starting walking one way and winding all the way around the base rather than splitting off. Whole bunch of troops left over, massive amounts of troops left over. I probably could have taken another half of this base. And fortunately for me this time round, got the timing right, got the loot, got the massive amount of trophies. This took me to my highest trophy count ever, and I was pretty happy with it. So all in all, a good result, and a really good video for you to see as well. Right, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did, and look forward to you viewing the next one. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, etc. And Dev out.